Hey everyone, Miff here, and welcome back to my Completionist playthrough of Icewind Dale, done in a Purist style, on insane difficulty. And before we get going, I just want to mention that in between episodes, on our way back through the Vale, I looted one Yeti I missed during our fights last time, and to fully use our carrying capacity, I also grabbed 5 of the weapons we left in the crypt. The ones that were light enough and won't sell for more gold anyway, so we don't have to store them to sell as many as we can in bulk. We don't have to manage those transactions. And of course now we're already in position for our journey back to Kuldahar, so let us be on our way.
Got it.
And with our recently developed tracking abilities, I have to mention that Kuldahar does have an available entry of that kind, even more than one, but we will consult Asathi's senses a bit later, when it's more relevant to what we will be investigating at that time. And here let's first hand in the quest for Mirek, delivering the grim news about Silas. But we did bring back their family heirloom, which he will now be able to pass down to his descendants. And we will also receive something for our trouble. As well as this 2400 experience, as a result of which Asathi was able to advance to her next level. But when it comes to Myrek's gift, it's just a sling +1, which won't really come in handy for us. There's another such sling coming up from adventuring soon, so we will hold on to this one, just so that we can sell both of them together at their peak price. And now whenever we speak to Mirek, we can give him this funny line about doing a lot of hiking in the Spine of the World mountains. And also, to be truly complete, let us once again speak to a townsperson and circle back to their first Veil of Shadows rumor, in which he mentions Mirek and his pilgrimages to the Veil of Shadows, and now we can relate our own story about how we confronted that Yeti chieftain and how we retrieved their family heirloom, and he will respond with this. So you're the one. Bravo indeed. Bravo!
Bravo! Bravo!
Takes a braver one than me to face down one of those winter beasts. And yeah, everything else is the same in this rumor, but this is yet another nice little acknowledgement by the game that the townspeople of Kuldahar keep track of our accomplishments. They are already up to speed with our heroic deeds. And it's nice that these rumors of our heroics spread quickly among the populace here. But anyway, now let's reap the true reward for this quest and do this big level up on Asathi. It's going to be exactly the type we witnessed Galburin go through last episode. Of course, for her, the HP roll will be from 1 to 8. So far, she's been stellar with her results, receiving 8 and then 7 hit points on her level ups. So let's see if she can keep the streak going, and then we will discuss everything else. So let us see. Well, not so good. Not so good this time. It's a bit of a shame, but I guess she was due a weaker level up in that regard. But let's try not to be too sad about this outcome and not complain too much. She, of course, still has plenty of HP, way more than I thought she would at this point. And when it comes to everything else, she too will benefit from some additional spell memorization slots, as well as that big Thaco boost, which, of course, will be a huge swing in terms of her combat effectiveness. Galburin showed us last episode what a difference that makes. Her saving throws will of course improve, and she will get that weapon proficiency point. And when it comes to that, the best category to go for would be the scimitar. But for role-playing reasons, she shouldn't get it yet, and I'm not sure she ever will in this playthrough. And on the other side of the spectrum, the most fitting one from a role-playing perspective would probably be the spear. But spears become available so late in the game that it would be useless for a long time, and she can easily pick it up later. So I think the best solution, for both gameplay and role-playing reasons, will be to go for daggers. It's a simple weapon, she's familiar with its primitive variants made of sharpened wood, and gameplay-wise, considering our propensity for getting daggers from random drops, it will give us a semi-competent wielder of such armament, so that we can make use of them to at least some extent. So far Asathi has been a bit behind Galburin in terms of the experience curve, but from now on she will overtake him, and her leveling will become more and more accelerated in comparison, before it switches back again much later, at around level 14. So here, to reach level 5, she needs 12,500 experience, while Galburin needs 13,000, already a bit more, and this discrepancy will only grow in favor of Asathi as we go on, and we will begin to see that quick druid leveling. But now, after finishing this quest, let us finalize some other business. Of course, as part of that item upgrade mod that is incorporated into the Enhanced Edition, we were able to find that gnomish toolbox last episode. And here, nosy Oswald Fiddlebender will immediately notice it in our pack and will want to have a closer look. So, of course, we can let him. He will be ecstatic to perhaps even find something there that could help him to repair his airship, possibly. He will ask where we found this. We can answer in a mean or uncaring manner. It doesn't really matter much. Of course, he will explain he was just curious. He didn't mean much by it. But we can, of course, answer honestly that it was in a cave inhabited by yetis, but also a cave that had some other supplies stashed as well. And yes, a deadweight for adventurers, but for Oswald, this will be an invaluable toolbox to certainly aid his endeavors in the scientific field. And he will want to give us something in return, and will offer some potions, of course. And to be specific, those will be 2 potions of healing, a potion of invisibility, and a potion of heroism. We could opt for some gold instead, but this is a much weaker option. Oswald will explain that he is quite short on coin and will only be able to offer 150 gold, which of course doesn't stack up to the magnitude of the potions themselves. So we will of course take them directly. We could decline and get back to the matter later, but we will conclude this deal here and our conversation with Oswald. And this will be it for now, but this trade is a necessary step in a sequence to upgrade an item we don't have yet. So there will be more to it later. But even just this on its own, it's a nice way to get some useful resources, especially because, of course, the item upgrade mod normally offers many thousands of gold of additional expenses, but here at least we can get something extra for ourselves. Those 2 potions of healing, potion of heroism, a powerful combat potion, and potion of invisibility that offers a lot of utility, and I think we might even end up using it quite soon. But yes, this will be everything we want from Oswald. Now let's go across to step by Conlan's. Again, remind ourselves what this device is used for. But before we engage in some bartering with Conlan, let us reorganize our inventory in a couple of ways. First, let's stack a couple of these incomplete amounts of darts together. We can also pass some bullets to Galburin, and he will give this short sword +1 to Bray, who will de-equip this leather armor +1. We will sell it, getting 500 gold for it, and she will get a better armor soon. We can also pass this belt away. And when it comes to this short sword +1, the 360 gold it sells for won't make a difference for us just yet, so she might as well keep on using it for a little while. But we will leave a non-magical short sword backup for her, just so that when we eventually, of course, sell this sword, she will always have some kind of melee option available to her. But yes, now let us do some business with Conlan. First, we can sell these puny weapons. We can replenish our dart supplies. Can sell this. This chainmail we will talk about a little bit more soon. We can take the 500 for the leather armor, 750 for the mace +1, and 275 for the flawless two-handed sword. And just like I said before, every time we visit Conlan's establishment, we might as well take a look at some interesting items he has on sale. And I thought that this time an appropriate one to take a look at would be this mace, the Love of Black Bess. It's an item that I mentioned in the introductory episode. It's a good and affordable weapon, the only static option for maces, really, in the original campaign, and of course very fitting for Beshaba with that chance to reduce luck on the target. A great option for a mace user, but for us its description will be the main event. And it tells a story of an evil enchantress and seductress by the name of Redani, who used this weapon and matching rings of readiness to cruelly dispose of her consorts that she grew bored of. And a ring of readiness in D&D is an interesting device. It usually consists of 2 parts, a ring worn on a finger and a larger one that can be attached to an item. And that duo allows you to summon this associated item into readiness. It's usually a weapon, so that, for instance, if a fighter ends up disarmed in combat, he can quickly call the weapon back to his hand. And it works exactly like that in this story, where Redani would give the ring to her new lover for him to call the weapon to himself, leaving the old consort defenseless and easy to dispose of. And apparently she kept doing it, but now the new lover would know about the rings then and presumably wear one on his finger, right? So, plot hole? Unless Redani, before the planned assassination, would somehow remove the ring without the guy knowing about it and only realizing it too late. Also, there's a cool mention of Hor, whose followers love dispensing fitting punishments on behalf of victims of injustice, delivering vengeance in their stead, with bonus points if it was served with irony. And here we have just such a case. We have a glorious act where her past lovers could basically avenge themselves in undeath. Very cool. But yeah, just an opportunity to talk about an interesting item, those rings of readiness, and to revel in the marvelous, unfortunate end of a worshipper of Beshaba, the goddess who has tormented us in this run quite a bit already. And another item that would be very fitting, I thought, to take a closer look at is Tomb Sweeper. This is just a highly enchanted flail with a fitting name to what we will be doing soon, but it also has a relevant description. It's a light-hearted story about a jolly fellow named Selden, who would keep calm and joke around even in the most dire situations, and would display complete fearlessness against the undead, whom he loved to destroy. As he used to say, after the 100th skeleton, what's to be afraid of? They all march at you like horses to water, and you just hack them down one at a time. I'm supposed to be scared of that? And again, not without a sense of irony, he eventually died at the hands of a lich's skeletal minions, but later his body was recovered by his companions and he was resurrected, so there's a happy ending there. Although as a result of these events, his disposition towards the undead wasn't as carefree as before. But from this story and Selden's quote here, we can take inspiration to boldly battle the undead and use their mindlessness to confront them one by one, or in small groups. But at the same time, we must take note of the cautionary value of this tale, not to underestimate our opponents or become complacent, even if the fight is going well. And this is exactly what our settings are aimed to do, so that every puny skeleton or goblin can remain a threat, forcing us to treat them seriously. But yes, this will be it when it comes to Conlan. Let us just quickly distribute these darts we just procured. And now let us travel to Gerth's establishment. And here first we will sell some gems to him. We should get around 300 gold for all those shinies. And now, of course, we remember hearing about Gerth's knowledge of the Vale's history and its structures, and we will present him this key we obtained recently. And after examining its ancient inscriptions, Gerth will be sure that it's one of the keys necessary to unlock the Tomb of Kreselak, a huge crypt built ages ago for his eternal rest. However, it is heavily warded and will require more keys than just this one. So if our journey indeed takes us to Kreselak's tomb, we should first scour through the Vale to find any other keys that may be hidden in the crypts. And so it shall be even more certain now that we will have to delve into and search through those undead-infested vaults and catacombs during our next visit to the Vale of Shadows. And knowing that, we will go to Orrick to expand our arcane horizons and to increase our arcane power. So yes, first we will have to do some business with Orrick and purchase a couple of spells. And we will take Cat's Grace, Charm Person, Chromatic Orb, and Friends. I'm skipping a couple of spells because there will be plenty more scrolls of Color Spray or Magic Missile. And there will be another scroll of Shield coming up soon. Also, in our upcoming adventure, Aganazar's Scorcher will be a nice reward from adventuring for us, and some other spells we don't need yet. And here we will have to count every penny, as I will elaborate a little bit more slightly later. So now after these transactions, let us go to the inn. And here, first we will finalize our inventory management. And upstairs in our storage area, out of the 2 containers we have here, this one already holds all of the Winterwolf pelts we need to craft that Winterwolf cloak, and 2 out of the 10 Yeti pelts we need for that leather armor we can craft. So after adding these 6, and Iris will bring 2 more, we will have all 10 of them ready for all of these crafting endeavors here. And we will also leave this spare short sword as a melee option for Bray, and that sling we want to sell a little bit later. And then into this container we can dump any spares we want to hold on to for some selling later. And I am putting these Yeti pelts there because there will be 5 more Yeti pelts we will be able to obtain soon. So of course we want to sell the 12 we will have all together in bulk before their price drops. And we will also hold on to this chainmail. It could sell for 22 gold now at the temple. But in the next chapter we will be able to get 5 more chainmail armors like that. And by the time we're kind of back in Kuldahar, it will be almost chapter 3 already. And it's worth to wait, in my opinion, because then in chapter 3 we will be able to sell these chainmails for 60 gold, which is quite a big difference. And now in the cozy warmth of this fireplace, let us proceed with our scribing session. So now, let us transfer these scrolls here. Let us give Iris the 2 potions of genius she will need to successfully conduct her task. And let us also retrieve all of these scrolls from our scroll case. It might seem a little excessive to scribe everything we have here on Iris, but all of these spells will be useful for her at certain stages of the game. This is exactly the type of utility stuff we want on her. And now, let us take a look at this potion of genius. These potions increase the intelligence of the user by 4, and they stack with each other. So after drinking this one, Iris's intelligence will go up to 20, which will increase her chance to learn spells successfully to 96%, which is still not enough. It still leaves room for error. But when we drink this second one, it will bring her intelligence up to 24, which will skyrocket this value up to 150 to account for any possible penalties you could have to still make them not matter. So for example, any specialist wizards trying to scribe spells from outside of their favored spell school, it will not matter. They will all succeed, of course, without any problems. So now that she is boosted like that, let us commence with our spell speed learning session and give her Cad's Grace, Chromatic Orb, Horror, Identify, Strength, Protection from Petrification, Grease, Blur, Friends, and Charm Person. Wow, that was a very productive evening for Iris. And of course, if you've watched my Baldur's Gate playthroughs, you know that there's nothing that excites me as much as getting new spells, so this will be really cool. Now, finally, Iris's spell selection is nicely expanded. Also, as you might have noticed, Protection from Petrification in Icewind Dale is a level 2 spell. There will be a few spells that changed levels in this game, which we will point out later. But here we can already memorize some friends on her, and on Asathi, we can already memorize some good berries. And now, let's have a quick rest and return to Orrick to demonstrate something. Demonstrate the power of friendship. And basically show how we will conduct bartering from now on. Now that we have this Friends spell available on Iris, it's a little bit weaker in Icewind Dale. In Baldur's Gate, it increases charisma by 6. Here it only does so by 5 points, but it is still perfect for us, and it's perfect for any bard because their minimum charisma value is 15. So for any bard with this spell, they will get their charisma boosted to at least 20, which is of course exactly enough to attain those maximum discounts when buying items. So now, when we cast this spell, Iris's charisma will become 20, and she will be able to make our purchases even cheaper. But this is also a nice opportunity to showcase another difference, but this time between the classic Icewind Dale and the enhanced edition. So in classic Icewind Dale, the discounts when buying items would depend on the charisma of that particular party member who conducted the bartering. Here, though, as is the case in Baldur's Gate and all the updated versions of the Infinity Engine that the enhanced editions use, of course, the party leader's charisma is the one that matters. So it makes no difference who exactly is speaking with the merchant. So here, with Rintar still being our leader and Iris having that 20 charisma, you will see that the prices are still the same. So Web, for example, is 260 gold, and an item we will speak about soon, Bag of Holding, is 10,800. However, once we switch Iris to become our party leader,
follow me.
And have even someone with abysmal charisma like Galburin here with his charisma of 8 to conduct these trades, you can see that Web dropped to 180, and we will buy this scroll. And now when we take a look at the Bag of Holding, it will have to cost us 9,000 gold, and this is the minimum price we can get it for. It will not drop anymore. And I think this will be our next major target that we will want to raise some funds to acquire. We will start accumulating gold up to 9,000 and over 9,000, because this will be a big relief for us in terms of our inventory management issues related to carrying capacity. We can deal with it for now, of course, but once we get into some really long dungeon crawls far away from Kuldahar, it will be necessary to have something like that to help us in that regard. So ideally, and before the next chapter hits, we probably should have this item already. We'll see how that goes, but for now, with this web scroll, since it's an evocation spell, of course, Nadimastra will have no problems learning it without any boosters required, and this will give her a level 2 spell option now. So yes.
I may not make everyone happy, but I'll keep us alive.
Well, we certainly hope so, Rinty. And now we can go back to the inn for the final phase of our preparations. So now I will select the appropriate spells we will want for the next adventure. I'll conjure up those good berries so that we have some snacks to go. And yeah, we will finalize our preparations for all the undead fights that will commence in full force from now on. Because yes, next episode, we ride into battle. I hope to see you there, and for now, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.